When you think about a solar panel system, your mind probably jumps to the big panels, right? Or maybe the inverter. But what about the little things that connect it all? Today, we're diving deep into MC4 connectors, and let me tell you, they might seem small, but they are literally the lifeline of your entire system. Get this part right, and you're golden. But if you get it wrong, well, it can be a real disaster. And look, I'm not exaggerating. Just let that sink in for a second. All the planning, all the money you've spent, all the hard work of getting those panels mounted, every bit of it can be wiped out by one tiny, badly made connection. The stakes are just incredibly high, which is exactly why we're going to break down how to nail this every single time. So let's kick things off by talking about this unseen danger. Because before we even think about touching a tool, it's so important to understand why this simple little connection carries so much weight and what exactly happens when things go sideways. And this slide, it lays it all out plain and simple. It's really a tale of two different paths. On one side, you've got a good connection. That means low electrical resistance. Think of it like a brand new 6-lane superhighway for all that power you're generating. But on the other side, a bad connection creates a massive roadblock, high resistance. And that chokes the flow of electricity, which not only means you're losing power you should be getting, but it generates a ton of dangerous heat. And that's how you get a very real risk of fire. Okay, so keeping that pretty stark contrast in mind, let's get into the science of what's actually happening inside that little connector. Because really, when you understand the why, the how becomes so much clearer and a lot more intuitive. This isn't just about ticking boxes on a checklist. It's about understanding the electrical goal we're trying to hit. And this right here, this is the goal, a low-resistance contact. Everything we're about to do is all in service of achieving this. That superhighway idea is perfect, right? A good connection is a wide-open road for your solar energy. A bad one is a huge traffic jam. And all that electrical friction, well, it creates heat. And heat is the #1 enemy of both safety and efficiency in any solar system. So where do people usually go wrong? Well, it almost always comes down to one of these 4 things. First up, overstripping the wire. You end up with exposed copper that can corrode or even worse, cause a short. Then there's understripping. This means the crimp can't get a solid bite on the wire, and that's how you create that dangerous, high-resistance hotspot. Oh, and this next one is a huge one, mixing brands. They might feel like they click together, but trust me, their internal parts can be totally mismatched. And finally, just don't reuse old connectors. The little spring clips inside that hold the connection tight, they wear out, and you just can't trust them to stay secure. All right, now that we know the risks and the science behind it all, let's get to the good part, the solution. This is your guide to making a perfect, safe, and totally reliable crimp every single time. Here we go, the 7 steps to perfection. Step 1, make sure you've got the right wire for the job. Step 2, strip exactly 6 to 8 millimeters of insulation off the end. Precision here is so key. Step 3, slide that wire all the way into the metal crimp barrel, making sure no little copper strands are poking out. 4, use a proper MC4 crimp tool. Don't try to use pliers. The right tool applies perfectly even pressure. 5, do the all-important tug test. We'll talk more about that in a second. 6, connect the male and female plugs until you hear that really satisfying solid click. And finally, step 7, the final polarity check. Just a quick double check that your positive and negative wires are where they should be before you connect anything. Okay, but let's pause right there for a second. You've made the crimp. It looks pretty good, but how do you really know it's secure? How can you be 100% sure it won't just pull apart when you're not looking? The answer couldn't be simpler. The tug test. This is, without a doubt, your most important quality check. Before you put that crimped pin into the plastic housing, just give the wire a good, firm tug. If it holds solid, awesome, you've got a great connection. If it pulls out, even a little bit, you just found a problem before it became a real problem. Don't try to fix it, just cut it off and start over with a fresh crimp. It's that simple and that important. We're in the home stretch now. You know how to make the perfect connection. So let's just cover the final non-negotiable rules that are going to protect both you and all your expensive solar gear. This is absolutely critical stuff. You have to match your wire size, or gauge, to the amount of current your panels are kicking out. You can see here, 12-gauge wire is generally fine for up to 30 amps, but if you're pushing up to 40 amps, you really need to step up to a thicker 10-gauge wire. Using wire that's too thin is like trying to force a whole river through a tiny garden hose. It's just going to create a ton of pressure and dangerous heat. And finally, let's wrap this up with the golden rules. These are the things you just don't compromise on, ever. First, Never ever work on a live circuit. Make sure those panels are disconnected. Second, always wear eye protection. Seriously, a tiny little strand of copper in your eye is no joke. Third, and I know I've said it before, but it's that important, do not mix connector brands. And fourth, always use new connectors. They're cheap. The risk of reusing an old, worn-out one just isn't worth saving a buck.
So, I'll leave you with this question. Next time you look at your solar array, remember that every single one of those connection points is either a strong, efficient lifeline that's safely delivering power, or it's a ticking liability just waiting to cause a problem. By following these steps, you can make absolutely sure every single one is a lifeline.